Hello and welcome to Navisworks Freedom for Beginners. Before we get our hands dirty and work in the software, we're going to talk a little bit of theory. So the first thing we want to know about Navisworks is what is it? So in order to understand that, let's talk a little bit about models. Before we can do anything in Navisworks, we need a model. What we think of as one model is in fact a compilation of many models. So what happens is in the real world, each trade or each design team member makes his own model, and they do that with their own software. So as you can see, there's a lot of different kinds of software. SketchUp and Revit are commonly used by architects. Bentley is used a lot in the United Kingdom or in Europe. Tekla is a common software used to make steel models. And then AutoCAD is used very heavily in the MEP trades by subcontractors. So what we end up getting is many different models in many different formats. Each one of these softwares has their own proprietary format. So what Navisworks does is it takes all those different formats and it puts them together into one model. So what Navisworks does is not create models, but it simply combines them and allows them to be viewed and navigated, measured, and analyzed all together in one environment. That is why we want Navisworks. Now that you know what Navisworks does, the other thing you need to know is that there's 3 versions of Navisworks. There's Freedom, Simulate, and Manage. What we're going to be using is Navisworks Freedom. What it does is it allows you to view, navigate, measure, and section a model that has been compiled. Navisworks Simulate, it does everything that Freedom does, but it also allows you to do quantity takeoff, put annotations, save viewpoints, and export combined models. Then Manage is the highest version, and it does everything Freedom and Simulate does, plus it adds the ability to do clash detection and clash management. So again, today we'll be using Navisworks Freedom. The others are for a different course. The last thing we need to know about Navisworks are the different file types. There are 3 different file types, the first of which are NWFs. So an NWF file is a native Navisworks file, and it doesn't actually contain any model geometry. In fact, it only contains links to models. So all those different models that we bring in to make the composite model, they're not actually in the Navisworks file, they're just linked in to the Navisworks file. So in addition to file paths or links to the different models, an NWF also contains model analysis information, so clash detection and any other notes or comments you have that go with the clashes. The second file type Navisworks can generate is an NWD. That stands for Navisworks Drawing File. What this does, it's the same thing as an NWF. The only difference is that it will save all the model geometry. So if I were to send you an NWD, you would be able to see everything I can see. If I was to send you an NWF, you would open up the file and you would get a bunch of errors saying that it can't find the linked models. So when you're sending things out from Navisworks, you want to send out an NWD. It's like a snapshot in time of everything that the NWF had. The last kind of Navisworks file is an NWC, which stands for Navisworks Cache File. All that is in here is model geometry for a single model. So in other words, right here what you're seeing is an NWC of just the mechanical system. So those are the different file types that you will find in Navisworks. With that as our base, we now have probably enough practical theory to get our hands dirty and start working with a model.